it's all that intellectualized, you know, looking for hidden meanings. You know, it's just gone crazy, that's all.
I drank this by Sunny Beans, remember? Hello? What's this? What eyes do you see? How can it be? What's red? No, dear. My mantle good, all covered in blood. Oh, dainty duck. Oh, dear. Oh, right, dear. Come, dears, confound, outsword, and wound that passive pyramus, and left path, for heart to thought, thus die I, thus. All right. Now am I dead. Oh, well, you can't win them all. Soon lose my life. Soon take my flight. See you, George. No, die! Asleep, my love! Die!
What, dead, my dove? Bring him at the rise. Oh, speak. Quite done. Dead, a tomb must cover thy sweet eyes, those lily lips. This cherry nose. These yellow cowslip cheeks are gone. Lovers make moans, his eyes green as leaf. Tongue, not a word.
Don't call that.
Yeah, not a word. Come, trusty sword. Come, blade. My breast improves. And so farewell, friends. Thus is the end. I do like to be.
Hello, everybody. It's me, Countess. What a clip, right? What a clip. What creepy foreshadowing in that clip. That, my friends, was a clip from a show that the Beatles did called Around the Beatles, and it was aired on May 6th of 1964, which I did the numerology for that date. And eerily enough, the number 13 came as a result of adding that date together. So very appropriate for the, theme. The Beatles were doing a play within a play from Midsummer Night's Dream from Mr. William Shakespeare. And, Paul was playing Pyramus and John was playing Thisbe. And they're sort of like a parody, reflection, satirical reflection of what's really going on with the main characters, right? And it's all about two lovers who are facing opposition from their parents. So it's just like drama and teenage angst and all that fun stuff, right? Just find that kind of funny. So that's what that was all about. But, it started making me think about, in the Midsummer's Night's Dream, we have one of the main characters is the mischievous little sprite fairy named Puck, right? And in a lot of different adaptations of, the play and even in movies, Puck has been sort of equated with Pan, which in itself is just very appropriate because, Paul and or Billy can be equated with Pan, especially Billy invoking the spirit of Pan, and he's the piper, right? Leading everybody out of the town and into destruction. Not really, but yes. So you kind of get that idea. of pantheism in that play. So it made me want to, of course, like I do, guys, look to the memoirs. And because there is a very, very short chapter in the memoirs, which is chapter 12, and it is called Billy Shakespeare. And I just wanted to sort of go over it because it's kind of relevant and like fits in with what that beginning clip is all about. Is, you know, if you want to take it as a foreshadowing, I would agree with you. I would think it's safe to say that yes, that was a sort of eerie foreshadowing. Out of all of the different plays that they could have acted out, they chose that one for whatever reason. So and excuse me if when I'm reading, I'm just getting over a cold. I'm a little congested still. So let's check out this chapter, shall we? Shakespeare, another extraordinary William, was one source from which we gleaned lines to make hidden death clues. I pinched a line from him with a little help from my friends, as if the press asks how it feels to be the new Paul. The song flows like an interview with the new member. It keeps asking questions that the newcomer, Billy Shears, must answer. Later, another interview went essentially the same way in Baby You're a Rich Man. The first of these songs uses the well-known Shakespeare line, "Lend me your ears." You likely knew that those words come from the play Julius Caesar. I allude to this speech to establish the Sgt. Pepper scene. Have you ever considered the context? It is Mark Antony standing over Caesar's corpse to share words appropriate for the burial, a funeral oration. That is why the new persona, Billy Shears, when first reveals, says, "Lend me your ears and I'll sing you a song," as shocked Romans gather for Caesar, as each of the Peppers, mass gatherers for Paul. We hear, "Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears," inserting Paul's name where Shakespeare pinned Caesar. Antony continues, "I come to bury Paul, not to praise him. The evil that men do lives after them. The good is oft interred with their bones. So let it be with Paul." In Shakespeare's work, Antony intentionally speaks negatively enough of Caesar to trigger a strong resistance to such negativity, prompting a revolt. If I were to speak negatively of Paul, saying that he was some Satan worshiper, most readers would angrily resist it. Going too far in any direction provokes others to push back. That is what Antony intended for Caesar. So let it be with Paul. Imagine the resistance you might feel if I wrote, "The evil that Paul did lives on still. The good that he did is interred with his bones." You may ask, what lives on, and what did Paul take to the grave? And then, what was evil or good about each? Antony's speech goes on to exemplify all that is brilliant in crafty rhetoric, and it works perfectly for Paul. Antony says, "You all did love him once, not without cause." Again, consider his words as though kindly spoken of Paul. What cause withholds you then to mourn for him? Do you see how Antony sets the funeral stage and thus the Sgt. Pepper's album theme? O judgment, thou art fled to brutish beasts, and men have lost their reason. Bear with me, for my heart is in the coffin there with Paul, and I must pause till it come back to me. See how that part changes in meaning for you with subsequent readings of this layered book. Another contribution by Billy Shakespeare is a scene from King Lear. An excerpt was included to underpin the death message in the song I Am the Walrus. From the solemn death scene, you can hear lines in the song's fade out. In the play, Oswald speaks these words to Edgar, who defeated him. Slave, thou hast slain me. Villain, take my purse. Bury my body. Seek him. O untimely death! Then Oswald dies. I know thee well, a serviceable villain. He is talking to the dead man. Edgar says, as duteous to the vices of thy mistress, as badness would desire. Lest we miss it at this point, that Gloucester shows up, he says, what, is he dead? Edgar gives the old man this answer, sit you down, father, rest you. All of that dialogue written by Billy Shakespeare, heard at the song's end, provides the death context and points to me, the slave who receives Paul's purse. So Billy is the slave who received Paul's purse, the dead man's purse. Yes, so that is just kind of interesting. You know, there are ties. You know, Billy also in the lyrics book, excuse me, everything just fell. In the lyrics book, Billy talks about his sort of love for Shakespeare too. So I find it interesting, just the kind of connections here. I myself, this is why it's so, I like this so much, is because myself, I am a double majored in English and philosophy, and I wanted to go and get my master's in Renaissance literature, and that includes Shakespeare, you know, Shakespeare, Milton, Marlowe, all the greats, right? And but life happened and I never got to do it, but it doesn't mean that I won't. Just I'm not at that point right now where I can, but I love Shakespeare. I've always loved his style, his view of the world has taught me myself a lot of different values and lessons, and the way he uses words and humor and satire to throw things back in people's faces, acting as a mirror to society. That is what a great artist in the world does. They mirror the society that they're living in. And Shakespeare was way ahead of his time. And I guess we could say too that Billy was way ahead of his time when he created the Sgt. Pepper's album, because that was the standard. After Pepper's, music and the landscape of music in general changed. You know, all of the rules that were there before with music, you know, big band music, kind of, 1940s, 50s vibe music, that was all out the door. And it was just free loving hippie fun time, you know, and like psychedelic freak out type of music. And that was introduced by Mr. Billy McCartney, not Mr. Billy Shakespeare. But they're both very similar in how they both mirrored their society and also sort of influenced their society as well. and kind of helped shape the social norms of the time. So very intriguing as always with all of this stuff. And I just wanted to again throw it out there, share it with you guys so you know. I'm not going to go over any of the whisper messages or footnotes because I just wanted to stick to what the book said. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think about this one, about, you know, how they use Shakespeare. I think it's just creepy that, you know, that video at the beginning when Paul's saying, "Now am I dead?" That's what he says. "Now am I dead? Dead am I? You know, adieu, adieu, adieu." It's like he's, oh, it's just really eerie. What do you guys think about it? Let me know in the comments, guys, please. Just kind of interested to see what you think about this connection with Shakespeare. I don't know. I find it very amusing, so I just wanted to put it out there. So anyways, I'm kind of blabbering on right now, and I'm going to go. So until my next video, guys, take care of yourselves and have a blessed day. Bye, guys.
But though they may be parted, there is still a chance, Bill, that they will see.